Hey everybody, this is going to be another episode of, you guessed it, Redneck Gourmet. Hey everybody, it's time once again for, you guessed it, the Redneck Gourmet. And today I'm going to be showing you how to make Redneck Gourmet crock pot paella. And if you're asking yourself, what is paella? It's basically jambalayas Caribbean cousin. So yeah, think of it like that. So here we go. Alright, so first things first. This crock pot paella is one of those things where you can basically have everything in containers and just pour it into the pot, because it's something you can do quick right after, say, if you put your crock pot on low and go to work. That'd probably be a bad idea for this one, but if you get home early, put it in there. You'll be doing between 2 and 4 hours. So what I'm doing right now is actually putting my ingredients in containers, because I'm probably going to be actually doing this tomorrow, but yeah. Well, I'm doing this in advance. So, first thing we're going to do is make up a spice mixture here. Okay. First thing we're going to do is add 3 teaspoons of paprika. That's 1. 2. 3. 3 teaspoons of paprika. And then 3 teaspoons of garlic powder. I'm going to go with a tablespoon, because I believe that is 3 teaspoons make up a tablespoon. I believe that's right. A teaspoon of salt. And half a teaspoon of jerk seasoning. Alright. So basically there's your spices. There's your spices. You can just put those off to the side. I personally shake them up a little bit just to combine them, you know. And hang on while I set up the next thing to go into the containers. Okay, next thing we're going to do is put a little over a pound of chorizo and take it out of its casing. This time I'm using Johnsonville chorizo, but honestly that's only because, well, that's what they had at the store. When I get chorizo, I tend to get it from Aldi. But well, the lady at Aldi said they didn't have any of it, which, you know, that's okay, but this will work just as well. The Johnsonville package says about 19 ounces. So, like I said, that's just a little bit over a pound. So, yeah. Now I'm just going to kind of form it together. So I'm going to actually wash my hands before I get into the rest of this, so hang on. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is a can of whole kernel corn in there into a little container. All right, and now a can of well, sweet peas, and you can have them with onions and mushrooms if you want. So yeah. And that will be that for this container. You can kind of mix them together by like shaking them around if you want to. I guess I just did, so okay. And okay, there's that. Alright. Now the next thing we're going to do is something with the liquid for this dish. We're going to put half a cup of chicken broth in, okay, and a whole can of diced tomatoes. Now this will not be all the liquid that's going in there, but it's going to be a big part of it. Especially because I know how much rice I'm putting in this. So yeah, but that will be this for this particular step, the chicken broth and the diced tomatoes. Okay, there's that. We're going to put that off to one side. Hang on while I reset my area. Alright, so first thing we're going to do, you can chop these up by hand, but this is just, to me, is just quicker. And I'm just putting a couple of bell peppers in at one time, just kind of good and quartered up. Basically, I'm going to put a bell pepper and a half in and do this because, well, it's quicker. So, here we go. Okay, yeah, it's good and pureed up. But this is only half of what we gotta use. Well, and do you really have to clean off after this particular thing? Not really, or at least at the first go, because, well, I'm also doing a couple of onions in this act too. So, you really need to clean up after the onions and not this, because, well, you can still get some of the little bits and pieces of well, where did I put that? Where? let's do it again. And there's that second half of dose of the bell pepper. Hang on while I prep the two onions. So hang on. Alright, so after we got the bell peppers done and good and ground up, what we're going to do is another thing of, well, an onion. We're basically quartering the onions to grind them up. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, you might have to stop and break up more leaves of the onion, so hang on. Yeah, there we go. So that now we're going to just put this in with our chop or with our processed bell pepper. So and excuse me while I prep my area again. Alright, so the final thing, now this one you do need to be a little bit careful with to prevent cross-contamination and such. But, alright, it's our 2 pounds of chicken breast. Alright. Yeah. what we're going to do here is chop it into basically bite-sized pieces. Alright, that's one chicken breast down. And a little bit of a trick when it comes to chopping up chicken breast. If you can cut it when it's still just a little bit frozen, it will tend to help the chicken it'll help it to cut and not tear. I don't know what that was, but okay. As you can see, this is still a little bit frozen. Did I plan that? Not really, but hey, like I said, it does tend to help the chicken cut and not tear when you're doing this. We're just putting it all in there. Now, I personally like doing it kind of a half turn after I do the straight down strokes to dice this up in nice, good bite-sized pieces. And so I'm not touching the lid with chickeny hands. I'm going to wash my hands before I put the lid on. So the next step will be putting this stuff in the crock pot, but that will not be this morning. It will be in a few hours because this is just the prep. But you'll see why we do this right now instead of then, because, well, it'll make the actual cooking so much faster. Anyway, we will see you then. Okay, so since we're cooking this paella, first thing we're going to do is start by opening these things we've already had pre-done. Here is our can of diced tomatoes and well, the 1 cup of chicken broth, or half a cup of chicken broth, I'm sorry. Now for our onions and bell peppers. That's 1 onion, 3 bell pepper. And we want to mix all this stuff together, like I say. Now we're going to put in our can each of peas and corn. And if you said we're going to stir it up again, that would be 100% correct. Now, for our whole, our whole package of chorizo. Work this in. And now for our chicken. Before we put the rice in, I'm gonna actually add a little bit more chicken broth to this. Yeah, there we go. Because, to be honest, it was looking a little bit dry. That looks more like it. Now we're going to put basically a whole bag of medium grain rice. And just work it in. It might look a little bit wet right now, but all that rice is going to soak up that liquid. Piaya. Anyway, just doing a splash more because, like I said, it was looking still. Alright, now what we're going to do is for 4 hours, mind you, 4 hours on high, and then this should be done. I personally preheat this for 15 minutes before I start, just to get, so everything be nice and getting warm. So yeah, we will see you in 4 hours. Okay, one thing I forgot to do and is our seasoning. That's a spice mixture we put together. So yeah. So I do need to work this in, but that won't take very long at all. Especially as how liquefied this is. Yeah, there we go. Now I'll see you guys in 4 hours. After I put it, like I said, this should be on high for 4 hours. And before I start putting everything in, I tend to, preheat this for 15 minutes. So yeah, we will see you in about 4 hours. Okay, 4 hours later, and now it's time for Mikey to try his first bowl.
I don't even know what this is. Turn it off?
No, not yet.
Boy, that is hot. Wow, that will burn you up. That's good. Yeah, that's real good.
Cool, cool. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment section down below. Don't forget, every Tuesday night I go live on Let's Watch TV and Friends. I never know who's going to show up. Don't forget to hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, and well, yeah. Then I guess all I got to say is, well, subscribe if you hadn't, and let me know if you've tried this, and well, Zoe!
Subscribe to Lance Moss TV.